An immigrant, for a long time now. I've been like here, so like 18 or 19 years. I know there's people longer, and loving this country, and and yet not feeling quite part either. You're kind of part Irish, part here. You're kind of like in a mid-Atlantean. You're right in the middle there. If it was in Atlantis, you'd be there. And but I kind of was writing a song just about like during the famine times. What it was like maybe to come over here during the famine. Or maybe just, to figure out in those times. So I kind of put some historical things in there. The Jeannie Johnson, which is actually now in Dublin, there's a ship. The Jeannie Johnson was an old coffin ship, they call it. Only that this particular ship itself, during the famine, was one of the, if you were lucky enough to get on this, was a good thing, because there was a guy called Blennerhassett, who was a surgeon, who knew that if you kept a clean ship that people survived, and he never lost a single immigrant on board, whereas normally they would have been throwing bodies off the ship at an alarming rate. Apparently over 1.5 million people came over to emigrated. Another 1.5 million died during the famine times in a period of 3 years. So it was a hard time. Over half the populations at the time of Ireland. And as they say, there's meant to be 40 million Americans that claim Irish American heritage. So, definitely Catholics. And the few other places in it, like all the places I mentioned in this are from Sligo, where my family come from. I'm a Dub myself. I was born in Dublin, but my grandparents and my father come from Sligo, and they all live there now. They all kind of left Dublin when the boom hit. They had enough of it. They couldn't deal with it anymore, and they went to Sligo. So here we go. When winter comes and all is silent, the saddled mare is tightly bound. The fox she prowls under the moonlight, the snow lays thickly on the ground. And though we bid farewell in sorrow, we may meet again in distant lands, and drink a health in joy for parting, when the exile will return again. The heart is hard to leave this long night, as we face a long and a treacherous road. But hard times must be faced undaunted, our loved ones lighten up our load. And though we bid farewell in sorrow, we may meet again in distant lands, and drink a health in joy for parting, when the exile will return again. The distant cairn of Knocknarea stands, bare and bleached o'er Queen Maeve's tomb. O'Hara's castle stands undaunted, waiting for her lands to bloom. And though we bid farewell in sorrow, we will meet again in distant lands, and drink a health and joy for parting, when the exile will return again. night is cold, the children sleeping, the restful dreams of Tiernan Old. The Jeannie Johnson's bound for sailing, and now my friends it's time to go. And oh, we bid farewell in sorrow, we will meet again in distant lands, and drink a health in joy for parting, when the exile will return again. And oh, we bid farewell in sorrow, we may meet again in distant lands, and drink a health in joy for parting, when the exile will return again.